Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
Someone waking up a millionaire this morning. We'll tell you where the winning Mega Millions ticket was sold.
Plus, the Red Sox take Game 1 of the World Series with a win over the boys in blue. We have all the highlights as we look ahead to Game 2. Good morning and thanks for sticking with 23 ABC News at 6 a.m. I'm Faven Kay in for Mike Hart.
And I'm Danielle Kernkamp. Let's start out with a quick check of your Wednesday morning forecast with Josh Sanders. A little bit cooler than days past, but we're still going to warm up.
Yeah, still going to warm up. Can I just say this, though? It was a rough night for me.
I know.
My Dodgers lost.
And you didn't win $1 million.
I didn't win $1 billion.
Or $1 million.
Yeah.
Or $2 even.
Or $1.
Are you feeling like a loser all the way around this morning, Josh?
It comes full circle, doesn't
but
it?
I think
you're a winner in our hearts,
Thank
though.
you. But I do think Kern County, we're going to win with these temperatures right now. So
there
55 degrees out there, that 4-degree change, and that's really going to be the story for us. Dry conditions going forward, but pretty cool out there. You can see right now this morning. We are going to be climbing to about 73 around that lunchtime hour, hit about 78 around 4 o'clock, so that'll be the high, still above seasonal norms. If you're about to get on those roads out there, though, it looks pretty wide open for you.
All right, Josh, thanks for that. A second round of tests commissioned by the Environmental Working Group found the active ingredient of Monsanto's Roundup weed killer in several popular cereals. The test detected glyphosate in all 28 samples of products made with conventionally grown oats. Those samples included Cheerios, Quaker granola, and Instant Oats. Manufacturers have said their products are safe, but the EWG report argues that it could be harmful. These test results coming days after a judge's decision was upheld against Monsanto, but slashed the payout to $78 million.
This morning, someone in South Carolina is waking up as a millionaire after hitting the Mega Millions jackpot. But they're going to have to settle on that jackpot not being a record breaker. This morning, lottery officials saying the jackpot for the Mega Millions ended up being a little more than $1.5 billion instead of $1.6 billion.
Oh,
so, yeah, it fell short of the world record. We'll see if they can survive. Officials said the $1.6 billion figure was an estimate. It was based on projected lottery ticket sales. So if the winner takes the lump sum cash payout, they'll have to settle on a mere $877 million. But South Carolina doesn't require lotto winners' names to be made public, so we may never know who hit the jackpot.
It's probably better that way, right?
Probably.
Safer.
Even though there were no Mega Millions jackpot winners in California, 8 tickets sold in our state matched 5 of 6 numbers. Some of those cities include San Luis Obispo, Stockton, San Diego, and San Francisco. It's still an undetermined amount of prize money.
Well, now to sports. For the second straight year, the Dodgers find themselves in the Fall Classic. But this time, the boys in blue, well, they took on the Boston Red Sox. Game 1 of the World Series was in Fenway Park. Boston gets on the board first thanks to an RBI single from Andrew Benintendi. Then the Sox come back and score another run with a single from J.D. Martinez. It was the first time Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw gave up multiple runs in the first inning. The Dodgers would respond with this deep shot from Matt Kemp, cutting the lead to 2-1. And in the third inning, Manny Machado up to bat. There he goes with 2 runners on base. He drives in another run to tie up the game. In the 5th inning, the Red Sox up 4-3, and Rafael Devers adds to that with a single to right, bringing the score to 5-3. Boston.
Like you've seen all year, our guys are going to fight, and we don't expect these guys to give us anything. So we expect it to be a hard-fought series, and but the way we competed, I mean, even at the end, to get Kimbrel in the game, to see him, to get a look at him, to see Evaldi, I thought offensively we did a really good job, and that's what we've done all year long.
Game 2 of the World Series is scheduled for later today.
We're obviously tracking those scores and staying with this, but check this out. Dave Roberts of the Dodgers and Alex Cora of the Boston Red Sox are the first pair of minority managers to meet in the World Series in baseball history. Roberts is the son of a Japanese mother and African-American father. Cora is the first Puerto Rican manager in World Series history. Cora actually played for Boston from 1998 to 2004, and he played the next 4 seasons for the Dodgers. Roberts played most of 3 seasons season for the Dodgers before a 2004 trade to the Red Sox, who then won their first World Series crown since 1918 with his help. So this is pretty cool. And also, we're going to keep tracking those scores. You can always find those on our website, turn23.com.
And even though they may be down a game, Dodgers fans are still repping their team, like this couple in Southern California. Dan wanted to surprise his wife, Noreen, who's a Dodgers super fan, with something special when the team made it to the World Series. So he mowed the LA symbol into their front lawn. Very nice.
Commitment.
Yeah.
And mark your calendars for November 1st. Red Sox player Mookie Betts stole second base in the first inning, which means free tacos for everybody. Taco Bell has been running the promotion for the past 11 seasons. So now the fast food chain will give out free Doritos Locos tacos from 2 to 6 p.m. on Thursday, November 1st. That's the day after a Game 7 in the World Series could be played. Last year, it was Astros player Cameron Maybin who was everyone's taco hero. Maybin triggered the promotion when he stole second in the 10th inning of Game 2, which the Astros then went on to win 7-6 in 11 innings.
The AIS Cancer Center is providing free clinical breast exams and screenings as part of its ongoing community education series. The American Cancer Society recommends clinical breast exams every 3 years for women in their 20s and 30s and every year for women 40 and over. Additionally, starting in their 20s, women should know when and how to perform self-breast exams. You can head out to the AIS Cancer Center on Chester Avenue today from 4 to 6 p.m. for that free breast exam. To reserve a spot, call the number right there on your screen. And today, Mercy Southwest is unveiling the new Women's Center in Southwest Bakersfield. Community members can enjoy some light refreshments, appetizers, live entertainment, and get to know the staff as well as Dr. Justin Lee, the new urogynecologist. The event is happening tonight from 6 to 9. The new Women's Center is located on Old River Road.
He's best known as the cigar-smoking, scotch-drinking funny man from the blue-collar comedy phenomenon. Comedian Ron White is coming to Bakersfield, and you can buy tickets to see him perform at the Fox Theater. Check it out.
Well, they called the police because we broke a chair on the way out the door, and I refused to pay for it. And the cops showed up, and at that point, I had the right to remain silent, but I didn't have the ability.
Over the past 5 years, Ron White has been one of the top 3 grossing comedians on tour in the U.S. He's set to take the stage tomorrow night. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the show starts at 8. To buy your tickets, you can visit thebakersfieldfox.com.
Horror Fest continues with the 1983 film The Dead Zone playing on the big screen at Reading Cinemas tonight. Ranked as one of the best Stephen King adaptations, Dead Zone follows a man who awakens from a coma with newfound psychic abilities. You can catch the film at 7 p.m. Tickets cost $9 and are available at the box office. Reading Cinemas is located on Weibel Road. The last Horror Fest film showing next week on Halloween is The Shining. For more information, call 833-2230. Plus, the annual Halloween extravaganza and open house for our four-legged friends is returning this weekend. There will be a costume contest with prizes, hay rides, carnival games, and even a beer garden sponsored by Tembler. The beer, however, isn't for the dogs, guys. That's for the adults. The event is put on by Pet Matchmaker Rescue. All the money raised will go towards their surgery room they're trying to finish. The event is happening Saturday from 3 to 8 p.m. on Palm Avenue. For more information, visit our website, turn23.com. And I know it's only the middle of the week, but we already have Halloween and the weekend on our brain, Josh.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Only a week away from Halloween. And I got to say, I'm a fan of when people do dress up their dogs for the holidays. So maybe there'll be some dogs out there getting some candy in a week from now. But dry conditions going to be the story for us today and really the rest of October. Our air quality staying in that moderate range today with an AQI of 77, an improvement from where we were yesterday. today. In our zone forecast, we're topping out in those upper 70s, 78 for Bakersfield and Delano, 79 for Lamont. ARVIN, you're at 80. In our mountain communities, upper 70s for the Kern River Valley, a high of 72 for Glenville, 66 for Bear Valley Springs. Lebec, you're at 71. In our desert communities, all 80s, 84 for Ridgecrest, those lower 80s for Mojave and Rosamond. But we will be building high pressure coming into the area Thursday night, and I'll have more on that coming up on our full forecast.
Also still to come here on 23 ABC News, mourning the death of a Utah college student. What we're learning this morning after that university senior was shot and killed on campus.
Plus, it's been a destructive hurricane season so far, and the latest hurricane, Willa, now a tropical storm, isn't done yet. That and more when 23 ABC returns.
Welcome back, 6:13. If you're getting up right now, 50 degrees outside, so a chilly morning for you. That sun going to be making an appearance around 7:10 this morning. As for winds, if you're about to get on the road, pretty calm conditions out there around the valley and mountain communities as well. Looks like to be a 9-mile-per-hour gust around Kernville area, 4 miles per hour around Frazier Park, Lebec area. But if you're about to get on those roads, looks pretty wide open for you. Nothing to report.
If everything goes to plan, President Trump will sign a new set of opioid laws today. Congress passed the package of bills. The laws will mean Medicaid has to fund more types of treatment. They also change rules for mothers who are in treatment. The laws will help states track opioid prescriptions and lets the FDA develop new prescribing guidelines.
The U.S. just launched a campaign to make sure Russia and others don't try and meddle in our elections. Here's how it works. The U.S. Military Cyber Command tracks down trolls, then sends them digital messages ordering them to back off. The New York Times reports the campaign launched this week. It says Cyber Command targets sites known to be part of influence campaigns. According to the Times, the alerts will be implicit warnings, not something that could provoke a counterattack.
This morning, fire investigators think lightning sparked this fire that destroyed a historic church. It happened in Wakefield, Massachusetts last night. Crews have been there ever since. The First Baptist Church has been around for 150 years. Wow. People who were nearby when the fire started say they saw lightning hit the church. There was a class going on inside. Everyone got out and is safe. No one was hurt.
Now to new details about a college athlete murdered in Utah. The 21-year-old's mother revealing she was on the phone with her daughter moments before she was killed. ABA's Eva Pilgrim has the story.
A mother hearing the terrifying final moments of her daughter's life on the phone, helpless.
This isn't right. You know, I don't really have any words.
Shell casing and possible shots fired.
21-year-old Lauren McCluskey, a track standout at the University of Utah, was talking to her mom returning to her on-campus apartment Monday night when her mother says she heard her daughter yell, "No, no, no." Her dad immediately calling 911.
Can you call all the other detectives out?
Police rushing to the scene, but it was too late, finding McCluskey inside the back of her car, dead from multiple gunshots.
Our thoughts and prayers are going out to the family of Miss McCluskey. As a parent of a college student myself, I can't even fathom what they're going through right now.
The shooting launching a massive multi-hour manhunt for this man, 37-year-old Melvin Rowland, who ran into a nearby church and took his own life. McCluskey's family says their daughter dated Rowland for about a month, but broke up with him after they say she found out he lied to her about his name, his age, and his criminal history, which included convictions for enticing a minor over the internet and forcible sex abuse.
It looks like he's actively on parole.
Mikulski even going to University of Utah police more than a week before her death, filing a complaint against Rowland for harassment. Police say they were working on building a case against him. This morning, the entire university community in shock. Friends and family say was looking forward to graduating in May.
She was just super nice, super friendly. She just seemed very open and easy to talk to.
Officials in Wisconsin say they're hopeful as they continue to search for a teenager who went missing after her parents were found dead. Yesterday, more than 2,000 volunteers showed up to Combe Field near the home of 13-year-old Jamie Kloss. Police organized the search after new information came in about her disappearance. The Barron County deputy says he was hoping they would find something that will help lead them to Jamie.
I believe she's still alive. I believe she's still out there, and the hope is what we're riding on, and that's what we're going to go with.
Police are currently looking for 2 cars that were seen near Jamie's house the day she went missing. They also have another update with the media scheduled for later this afternoon.
Now, Tropical Storm Willa is barreling through Mexico, and cities are bracing for a potentially deadly storm surge. People have evacuated, and others are waking up without power. The storm damaged some homes. Willa is expected to dump rain on Texas starting today. Willa made landfall in Sinaloa yesterday as a Category 3. It started to lose steam quick once it got onto land. And with more on this storm and how it's affecting our part of the country, Josh Sanders.
Yeah, Faven, a Category 3 with Wilma. It's been a very active hurricane season in Central Texas, getting a lot of rain, but right now currently a tropical storm Wilma is over Mexico but tracking towards the Florida Panhandle, and with conditions could potentially turn into a nor'easter. So the aftermath of Wilma is still potentially going to be felt around the Florida Panhandle. Could get up to 3 inches of rain, and this area already still recovering from Hurricane Michael. But back home, dry conditions for us and dry weather for the rest of October. We are going to have a warming trend though starting tomorrow night into the weekend. Highest temperatures should be over the weekend as well as high pressure comes into the area. Our air quality in that moderate range with an AQI of 77, an improvement from where we were yesterday at 100, just under that unhealthy for sensitive group. So it's trending now towards that good range. Over the next 10 days, 78 today for Bakersfield, 79 tomorrow, and then you can see Friday though an high of 85 as high pressure comes into the area. That's going to warm us up. Warmest day looks to be Saturday with a high of 87, but next week we will cool down back into those 70s, and by this time next week a high of 75 for Halloween. So really good conditions to get out there and get that candy. Low's going to be in those 50s and 60s. For the Kern River Valley, a high of 79 today, back up into the 80s tomorrow. Tehachapi a high of 73, those lower 70s for you tomorrow before jumping back into the 80s on Saturday. And then Frazier Park a high of 69, 70 tomorrow, but then again that warming trend going to happen Friday and Saturday for the county.
Alrighty, and for 12 years, Ben Patton has organized escort rides, sending our local heroes to the armed forces. But that soon will come to an end. We have Ben in studio, and we'll talk more about his decision. You don't want to miss it. You're watching 23 ABC. Welcome back to 23 ABC. So excited to have Ben Patton, founder of the Armed Forces Support Riders and the owner of the only Harley-Davidson store here in Bakersfield. Ben, you announced some big news this week. For 12 years, you've organized these escort rides, sending off our local men and women that are headed off to join the armed forces with a bang. But that's coming to an end. Tell us why.
Well, it's time consuming on Sundays, and it's just time. I've got 2 grandkids here that I need to spend some time with, and it's the only day off I have with my wife, and it's bittersweet.
Yeah. And what motivated you to even start this 12 years ago?
A friend of mine came to me and said his son was leaving for the Marine Corps, and asked me if we could put something together. And I said, sure, we'll try. And it was unorganized and it was a mess, but we did it. And this is when the recruiting station was still down on Real Road. Well, the week after we did that, the Marine Corps recruiter called me and said, that was pretty cool. You want to do it again?
Yeah.
And we did. And since then, there's been thousands of young men and women that have gone off and their families. And
yeah, and folks are watching video that, you know, of recruit escort rides that we've taken there in the past. And if you haven't been to one, it's really quite an experience. I mean, you guys pull out all the stops and really make this a special day for those that are going off to be heroes.
It is a special day. These young men and women are volunteering, and they know what's going on in the world. But equally as important with them is their parents. Getting in the military today is not like it was when I went in. These kids are something special, and them being there and stepping up is a reflection of their parents and their family and their upbringing. And so when we're there, it's to honor all of them and to thank all of them. Plus, it's a very stressful day. So the premise 12 years ago was to maybe take a little bit of that stress away and elevate the day and celebrate what these youngsters are going off to do.
And you know, don't be sad, folks, because this doesn't mean we're not going to see Ben Patton around town. You help with so many fundraisers and events to help our local veterans, and that's not going to stop.
No, not at all. And I'm hoping somebody will step up and take on the escort rides. And like I said yesterday, if some parent calls me, I sent my 2 kids off to the military, so I know what those parents go through. If some parent calls me, I'll do what I have to do to try and make something happen.
Oh man, Ben, one of my favorite people here in town. We thank you so much for not only your service, sacrifice, and commitment to our country, but for doing so much for not only our local veterans, but for those that are choosing to sacrifice everything they have to protect our country. You're a very special man, Ben. And guess what? You can also visit him at the Harley-Davidson store 7 days a week. Yeah, he'll be there out on 7 Standard. Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Faye.
And I still look forward to seeing you around town.
I'll be here.
Danielle, I'm going to send it back to you.
Faven, thank you. There is still much more to come in our next half hour. Your kids are going to love hearing this, why they might start playing Nintendo in the classroom when we return for our last half hour of news on 23 ABC.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
3 ARVIN City Council seats up for grabs in November. How those races could potentially affect the outcome of the gas and oil ordinance recently adopted there.
Plus, we have a winner, and no, they're not in California. At least one winning ticket for the Mega Millions jackpot with all 6 numbers has been sold. Details on how much that person is getting paid today.
Good morning. This is 23 ABC News at 6:30. I'm Faven Kay in for Mike Hart.
And I'm Danielle Kernkamp. Let's bring in Josh Sanders, who's having a little bit of a rough morning today after a Dodgers loss. You're not waking up with almost $1 billion.
No.
So it seems like a regular Wednesday.
I'm happy for that person in South Carolina, whoever they are, they're getting that bread. Right?
Yes, so they are.
Yes.
But taking a look outside right now, 55 degrees, that 4-degree change over the last 24 hours. So another chilly morning for us here in Kern County. But the story for us is dry weather for the rest of October. Now taking a look around the valley, we are around 54 degrees in Lamont, 53 in ARVIN right now, 53 in Isabella, and 39 in Tehachapi. Those 50s and 60s for our desert communities. We're going to be building to around 73 for the lunchtime hour and then top out at 78 around 4 o'clock today, still above those seasonal averages. If you're about to get on those roads on your Wednesday morning commute, looks wide open for you. Nothing to report.
All right, Josh, thank you for that. Yesterday, we brought you new data that showed an increase in child deaths in Kern County. Deaths that the Kern County Child Death Review Team says were preventable. 23
ABC's Noelle Lilly met with members of the team to find out what parents can do to better protect their children. Good morning, Noelle.
Good morning. The review team counted a total of 50 child deaths in 2017 and 42 in 2016. Members of the team say that the community really needs to pay more attention to our kids.
We have to watch our children.
The annual Child Death Review Team report was released in October and accounts for child deaths in Kern County that could have been preventable through intervention, resources, or education. Accidents like drowning and car crashes were the leading cause in the deaths of children in Kern County. 4 of the deaths in car crashes happened because the child was not properly restrained or not buckled at all.
Installing car seats is not the easiest thing to do, and we do have resources for that in the community. Kern County Public Health Services, we do have certified car seat installers that can provide that service for you.
4 of the drownings happened in bathtubs, 2 happened in pools, and 1 in a river.
In more than one instance, it was just mere moments where that drowning occurred. And so it doesn't take long, it doesn't take much water, and CPR can make the difference.
Hastings said that the 5 child suicides in 2017 also raised concerns.
So we really want to ensure that the public is engaging our youth, that we're having those difficult conversations, that we're asking those challenging questions, because ultimately that can be the difference between life and death for some of these children.
Free water safety classes are offered through the city of Bakersfield, and free car seat installation instruction is available too from your local California Highway Patrol office. And if you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, the Kern County Mental Health Department also offers services like a 24/7 hotline, which you can contact at 800-991-5272. In studio, Noelle Lilly, 23 ABC.